birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
For those of you who are black and are tempted to be filled with hatred and mistrust of the injustice of such an act against all white people, I would only say that I can also feel in my own heart the same kind of feeling. I had a member of my family killed, but he was killed by a white man. But we have to make an effort in the United States. We have to make an effort to understand, to get beyond or go beyond these rather difficult times. What we need in the United States is not division. What we need in the United States is not hatred. What we need in the United States is not violence and lawlessness, but is love and wisdom and compassion toward one another. Feeling of justice toward those who still suffer within our country, whether they be white or whether they be black.
All right, Shalom. Kahala Yahweh, Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Rakakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace salutations unto the hopeful elect. Once again, I am Yahweh Sup. All right. And basically, tonight's topic will be entitled Robert F. Kennedy Knew That God Was Really Black. Okay, I'm going to repeat that again. Robert F. Kennedy knew that God, the so-called, how the so-called popular name of the Most High, that is not his real name, but I just threw it in there. Robert F. Kennedy knew that the Most High was really black. Robert F. Kennedy, RFK, all right, knew that the Most High Yahweh, that's his real name, was a so-called Negro, and years before he died, or a year or two before he got assassinated, he threw a rather infamous quote, I should say, that not many among the white community or the white race took pleasure and never seeing or hearing about. But he basically made this quote, suppose God was black or so-called black, and and then, when we die, we go up there to some extent, we find out that he is not really white, but in fact a Negro. All right. So I got that quote, and Lord willing, I'm gonna pull it up real shortly. All right. For some of you younger ones, that might be watching, you're not sure who Robert F. Kennedy was. One of his oldest sons is running for president today. This was the man, okay, the so-called white man, I should say, that was once known on the planet Earth as Robert Francis Kennedy. He was the brother of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, JFK, the big shot 35th president of the United States of America, some 60 some 60 years ago already, back in the early 60s. All right, JFK. All right, his older brother John F. Kennedy was president of the United States from 1961 through 63. In 63, he got assassinated. He got taken out in Dallas, Texas, and then then his younger brother Bobby RFK followed the same fate uh, before the end of the decade by June of '68. Okay, on June 6th, to be exact, the Illuminati, all right, Rothschild and Company, played a hit. All right, they played a hit RFK as well, Bobby Kennedy going out because he himself was trying to run for president back in '68. He kind of made he kind of perhaps already knew that he was not going to really get into the White House, but he tried to find the odds anyway. All right, so he ended up getting shot, just like his brother, and I think it was in San Francisco or somewhere in California, LA. I don't remember too well at this point. Okay, the bottom line is that he was an insider, just like his brother. All right, he knew some things. All right, all these top, all these high level politicians, uh, actors, actresses, celebrities. It doesn't and this in this so-called free country's entertainment and political industry. All right, you gotta you understand what I'm saying. For those of you who are in the know already, you don't just get up there. All right, you gotta do a lot of dirty things. All right, you gotta do a lot of how should I put it? A lot of degenerate things in order to reach that status in this society. Okay, and Kennedy and his brother were no different. All right, and their father, all right, their father Joseph Kennedy, as far as I learned in later years, all right, hey, the man, the father of RFK and JFK, the head of the so-called Kennedy dynasty, as they're known today. All right, before that Kennedy dynasty came to be, Joe Kennedy was known to have many ties with the mob. He even had Illuminati ties. He did everything he could to he get everything he did everything he could to get that power seat in America and for his family to be famously known as they are today. All right, Joe Kennedy did a lot of dirty things, and so and the his sons, the rest have followed on, man. Okay, the rest have followed on. Okay, uh, most of us, like myself, were led to believe, you know, growing up in the late '70s and '80s, that this man right here and his brother were a bunch of were a couple of saints. You understand what I'm saying? And they were really far from it. That they were no saints, man. Okay? that there was nothing saintly nor even holy about them. It doesn't matter how well educated they sounded, or in their speeches, how eloquent they spoke. Okay, behind that eloquency and that, you know, how should I put it? Behind all that eloquency and opulence, I should say, because they lived a life of opulence. Look that word up, opulence or opulent. All right, it means living extremely comfortable, a life of luxury. Okay, a totally carefree life. You understand what I'm saying? That this man was born with a silver spoon in his mouth, just like his older brother Jack. All right, that he was known as Jack. That JFK, that was his popular nickname, Jack. All right, okay, but make no mistake about it. You check their history out. They had a series of it's impossible to name every last one of their crimes. Okay, it's impossible. You can't sometimes memorize every single thing that they've done. They've done a couple of things, man. Okay, but one of the most infamous stories I've heard, all right, of these Kennedy brothers, okay, was Bobby Kennedy's relationship with the ever popular blondie actress Marilyn Monroe. Okay, but before before Bobby Kennedy threw his rod in there, JFK was first. Okay, and then if you check out the history, Maryland and the Kennedys, it'll tell you all about it. Okay, it is also speculated that that both Jack and Bobby Kennedy may have been personally involved in the death of Marilyn Monroe. That they wanted her out. Okay, because Marilyn knew a lot of, she found out a lot of their dirty secrets and was getting ready to expose them and make them look bad before the whole world. And she even wrote it in her own personal diary. And this man right here, he found out about her diary and he demanded that he give it back to her. She refused. All right. So that's when allegedly, all of a sudden, Marilyn was out of here. She allegedly died by a drug overdose. It has been speculated that maybe the Kennedy brothers were involved. Okay, uh, look that up yourselves, man. Google it up. Look it up on Google, YouTube, on the World Wide Web. Just look it up, y'all. All right, you'll find it. Okay, and Marilyn herself was, also had her own Illuminati ties. Okay, beginning with the Church of Satan, which was spearheaded by Anton LaVey. He was the head of the Church of Satan, and Marilyn, it is known, was involved in and some or many of his satanic rituals. Okay, it is known. Okay, it is known. Okay, just look it up yourself. Okay, so I just thought I threw a little bit of that in there. Okay, and all you have to do is type Marilyn Monroe, Church of Satan, Marilyn Monroe and the Kennedys, etc. It'll tell you all about it. Okay, so I thought I'd throw a little bit of that in there to give you a little backstory on this Kennedy individual. All right. And without further ado, let's go ahead. You see his face right there, as he was on the planet Earth. All right. As he was on the planet Earth, okay, a so-called handsome, well-looking white boy, clean shaven, just like his brother. All right. All the women and shit wanted to lay down with them. All right. Okay, so let's get to the quote now. All right. Let's go to the quote. There it is in your face right there. Okay, that's what I'm basing the topic of this show tonight. Okay, so these words were said by Robert Kennedy himself a short time before he got taken out. It is right there on your screen, and it says this. But suppose God is black. What if we go to heaven and we all our lives have treated the Negro as an inferior, and God is there, and we look up and he is not white? What then is our response? Okay, so that's an interesting quote and an interesting question coming from such a high profile so-called white politician and esteemed esteemed family member as he was. Okay, once again I'm going to read the quote. But suppose God, the Most High, is black. What if we go to heaven and we all our lives have treated the Negro as an inferior, and God is there and we look up and he is not white? What then is our response? Okay, all right. So there you go. What then is our response? Okay, and you know, he ended up getting assassinated shortly after that. Okay, and he knows better now. All right, his soul went up into the heavens and already met the Most High. All right. Okay, the soul, the spirit of Robert Francis Kennedy already met the Most High, man. He already met that face that you see right there. All right. He already met Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, and they told them they hey, both him and his brother and even Marilyn, okay, all three of them when they died, everybody rich or poor, okay, for free and bond, okay, we all go to the same place, and we meet that face you see right there, okay, and then he goes over all the bad things all the things you did in your life, whether good or bad. He throws it in your face, man, and then he gives you a sentence, but based on what you did in your life. So when I bring you back to the earth, you're gonna suffer this and that consequence. That's gonna be your judgment. When I give you life, right now your soul is here with me, but when I bring you back into the earth, you're gonna suffer so and so. You're gonna go through so and so consequences. You understand what I'm saying? That just to give you a short rundown, that's what goes on with everybody that so-called dies and goes up there. All right, anybody that so-called dies and goes up there. All right, you get judged. All right, you get seen by so-called God. Okay, when you go up there. Okay, and basically I'm trying to mimic the Kennedy accent a little bit. That's how they spoke. Okay, with that Bostonian accent. Okay? Okay? You understand what I'm saying? Okay? So that's pretty much the deal with these folks, man. Okay? And there goes the quote again, and this image right here, I'm glad I saved it to my computer because I tried looking for this quoted image on Google, and I don't see it there no more, man. Okay, and they're making it a little harder now for you to find this quote on Google. All right, just to throw that in there. Now, a few moments ago, I tried looking for either this same image or any other Google image that would expose that quote, and I did not find any. Okay, the only thing I found, which is not which is not part of Google Images, the only thing I was able to find regarding the quote, there goes the same quote right there. Okay, the same quote, but it is not a Google image. It is simply a quote, and it is the very same quote that I read you a while ago with the image. Okay, all right. But the bottom line is you won't see this quote on Google Images no more. Okay, so we're living in a time where they're trying to hide. They're trying to push aside, these kind of things, even though they were said by white people, they still try to hide it, like sweep it under a rug, as they say. You know what I'm saying? Okay, and ultimately, it's going to get to a point where they're going to have to shut down the internet someday because of all this truth that has come out. All right, that's basically the bottom line right there. All right. Hold on a minute now. Okay. All right. So I'm on Google now. All right. And let me just type real quick the meaning. The meaning. Hold on. Computer's a bit slow sometimes. Just bear with me a moment. The meaning of the name Kennedy. All right. The meaning of the name Kennedy. All right. Let's look up the meaning of the name Kennedy. Lord willing, I got a couple of scriptures lined up, but for edification's sake, let's get to know just a little more about these Kennedys, all right? And me doing my best to at least expose a little bit of their ancestral origins, a little bit of the origin behind their very famous last name. And here's what it means. Okay? The name Kennedy means, all right, hold on, helmet headed. Okay? Helmet headed. Okay? Hold on a minute. All right? Just bear with me a moment. All right? Um, okay. All right, here we go now. All right, because I was looking into this earlier, and for some funny reason, it seemed a little easier to both find and read. And now that I'm trying to do this thing, they're slowing the shit up as usual. All right, okay. Um, all right, here we go. This is where I want to get at. Kennedy name, meaning, and origin. Okay, so I'm going to read this here. Long before the name was presidential, Kennedy began as a Gaelic surname, uh, Kennedy, or Senedai, however you pronounce it. It means helmeted chief. And helmeted chief, all right? So go figure. It means being a fucking ruler, man. Okay? That's pretty much what it only goes to show. All right? Even though JFK, Bobby Kennedy's brother, was only president for 3 years, you know what I'm saying? He still got there. It was his destiny. All right? It was his destiny, and according to what the last name itself means, helmeted chief. Okay? Now let me read that again. Helmeted chief, and dates back to 10th century Ireland. With time, Kennedy or Senedai was angelicized, given English spelling as Kennedy with the K. All right? Okay. The Salakia. The first person to bear this name may have been Kennedy Mac Lord Kane, a king of Ireland, who died in 951. All right. Yeah. So that's the man. JFK and his brother Bobby. Okay. Let me just pull up the picture again. As a matter of fact, hold on. Hold on. All right. Let's close that picture. All right. Okay. All right. So here go the Kennedy brothers right here. Okay. Here go the Kennedy brothers right here. Okay. Let me just pull this picture up. Okay. There goes Bobby Kennedy on the left picture here. And John F. Kennedy wearing the glasses. Okay. That was his older brother, and he was also the president, the president of the United States back in the early '60s. All right, that's a picture of them both right there as they were on the planet Earth. All right, and their ancestry indeed is royal. Okay, they have Illuminati bloodlines. Okay, and that's how JFK came to be president in the first place, because almost all these so-called presidents, that they gotta have a royal bloodline that connects all the way back to the first Edomite so-called dukes and kings of England or Great Britain. Okay, so you can do this research yourself. Look it up. I already did some homework on it, so a little research. All right, You do the same thing, man. I just threw you a little bit of that information in there, man. Okay? So all most of these so-called presidents, including the old man in the White House today, Joe Biden, that they go back way back to these royal Illuminati bloodlines. Okay, to just look that just type that up, Illuminati bloodlines. Okay, now okay, so I just showed you the all right. Let's do away with it. Let's do away with all this now. Okay, and we're going straight to the scriptures. Okay, we're going to the scriptures now, Lord willing. All right. All right. So I'm finally on Blue Letter now. So let's look up Job 9:24 real quick. All right. And it says this: the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. All right. And when it says he covereth the faces of the judges thereof, that's talking about the so-called Renaissance period when you do your research. All right, and you can even ask other brothers in this theme or camp leaders, and they'll tell you. Okay, and it all started during the so-called Renaissance period. Okay, when the Edomites, when the so-called whites regained their power on the planet Earth. All right, then they began to so-called whitewash the original black images, okay, and because most of the original iconic images in Europe were those of so-called black people, so-called Negroes, and there's there's real proof on that. Okay, look it up in books like Nature Knows No Color Line by J.A. Rogers, and it'll show you many pages containing these icons. Okay, and throughout most of Europe, throughout all Europe. Okay, I can name you a few countries. I'm going to begin with Russia. Okay, Russia, that's right. Where you get the Russian icons from. Okay, most of them Russian icons were really depicting dark faces, man. Okay, so Russia's one of them. Germany, Spain, Portugal, Italy. Okay, okay. Any other European place I'm missing? Okay, and then let's throw Ukraine in there as well, man. Okay, Russia, Ukraine. Okay, Italy. All right, Ireland, Germany, Spain, and even Great Britain. All these European countries, whether you believe it or not, the original rulers, the original leaders of those countries were so-called black, were so-called Negroes. Okay? All right? That's why it says here, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. The wicked are the Illuminati, okay? The Edomite, the so-called white man and woman that's in power right now. Okay, the so-called white race, the Edomite race, that is their true, that is their true biblical name, and they refuse to accept this name. All right, they try to hide their true nationality by posing as as any other nation except being an Edomite. All right? That's why it says what it says here. All right? He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. The judges are the so-called Negroes that once ruled this earth, and they're going to rule again, and they're going to judge. The Most High meant them to be judges. They're going to judge those that oppress them. All right? With Yahushua, the Lord himself being the leader of the pack, he's coming back to this earth to judge many of you wicked, man. He's coming back to judge the wicked doings of many of you no good people out there, man. That's one of the reasons the Lord is coming back. Okay, he's not only coming to give salvation unto those he deems worthy of salvation. He's coming back to condemn and judge this place, man, and put many to death. Okay, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, as foretold in Isaiah the 66th chapter. All right, and the 16th verse. And the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right? That's why it says here, he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who's the he? Esau, Edom. The so-called white man that's proudly still ruling in 2023. That's the he mentioned in this scripture. All right? So I'm going to read the rest of it. If not, where and who is he? I just told you who and where and who is he. Okay? The so-called white race, the Edomite, known as the Edomites, Esau. Okay? All right? The true place of origin is Mount Seir, I think. Okay? All right? And then later on, they were pushed up into the Caucasus Mountains of Georgia, Russia. Okay? If not, where and who is he? Okay? Now, I just read you that scripture. All right? Let's go to Psalms 83 real quick. All right? That could serve as precept to what I just read. Psalms, the 83rd chapter. All right. Okay, Psalms 83. Okay, and I'm going to read only the first. I'm going to read only the first 4 verses. All right. Here it goes. Psalms 83 and 1. Keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Now, which Israel is that? Okay? That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Because in the world that we live today, okay, Israel is all over the news right now. Okay? It is frequently mentioned. All right? It is all over, that whole war thing going on, right? Okay, so those white people in that country are saying that they are the chosen ones of the Holy Bible, but in reality they are not. Okay, in reality they are not, and many of them even know this to be true. All right, plain and simple. All right. So the Israel that's being cut off, the Israel mentioned in this scripture, has nothing to do with them folks that live in that place today. It has to do with you so-called niggers, man. It has to do with you so-called niggers and spicks, all right? Let me just throw it plain at you, all right? You so-called niggers, you spicks, you wetbacks, okay? You so-called black, so-called African American, so-called Latino, so-called Native American Indian savage, okay? You are the Israel that's being cut off from remembrance mentioned in the scripture. And who did that effort? Your enemy, the so-called white man in power. That's who, man. All right? They're the one they're the ones that said, come, come, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. Okay? Let's cut these niggers off from being the true important and chosen people that they were meant to be on the planet Earth. Let's cut these fucking niggers off, man. Let's cut these niggers off. Okay, it's what our enemy said. Let's cut them off. Let's have them live in these ghettos. All right. Let's have them eat all kind of pork, all kind of swine flesh. All right. Let's have them get drunk on alcohol. Let's have them beat and kill each other. Let's have them hate and betray each other. All right. Let's keep them poor. Let's keep them all raggedy up. Let's keep them without a proper education. All right. Let's have them behave and act like homos. All right. Let us cut them off from being a nation. All right. That the name of Israel, Yasha Allah, that's the true name right there. Yasha Allah may be no more in remembrance. Okay. All right. So let that sink into your head. For those of you that might be watching, let it sink into your head. All right. Think about it. Think, man. All right. Think about it. All right. Okay. That's why Robert Kennedy said what he said. That's why he made that quote. Because he was an insider. He knew something, man. He knew better. All right? Now, hold on a minute. All right? For edification's sake, all right? Before I conclude with I have a few more scriptures lined up. All right? Let me see. I just read you Job and the book of Psalms, right? Okay? All right, I got at least 3 more scriptures, Lord willing. But let me just okay, I'm here on Google now. All right, and I'm gonna show you real quick for edification's sake. All right, just bear with me a moment. Nature knows no color line. All right. By J.A. Rogers. Okay? All right? Let's look that up real quick. All right? Because I want to show y'all something. There goes the book right there. All right? That's the cover of the book. Nature knows no color line. All right. Nature Knows No Color Line by J. Rogers. And I myself happen to have the book now. I bought it. And it is still sold cheaply online. Whether on Amazon or over here it's being sold for $4, I see. That's pretty cheap, man. All right. So for those of you that are really interested in real history, all right, get these things before they take them off the damn shelves, man. All right. I already got my own copy. All right. And I learned about this book 30 years ago already when I used to watch the original elders on cable TV. The real Jews are black, all right, headed by High Priest Ariyah. They used to mention it and show this book a lot, all right? Now that's supposed to be, if I'm not mistaken, Queen Victoria right there, all right? And that's not a real white person you're looking at, all right? That might be a mixed race person you're looking there. She may have been half black and half white. Okay, so it says here, and Nature Knows No Color Line, originally published in 1952. All right, historian Joel Augustus Rogers examined the origins of racial hierarchy and the color problem. You see? So there you go. Racial hierarchy. It means racial royalty. All right? Racial royalty. Okay? So I just show you the cover, and here's a little preview. Here's a little tiny preview of them iconic, of some of them iconic images I mentioned. Of some of them, you see them emblems right there, right? Okay, and who do you see right there? What skin color are those images? What type of people are they? All right, you don't see any blonde blue-eyed individual there, right? They look like so-called Africans, right? All right, that's exactly what you see there. All right, and let me see if I can zoom, try to zoom in on this. All right, hold on. Let's see if we could zoom it. Hold on. They're not letting me zoom in. But for those of you that may have glasses or have clear vision, you can see what it says on top. Negroes and coat of arms of noble families. And I just mentioned earlier some of those European countries, all right, were so-called Africans, okay, so-called Africans that got brushed off the trees of Africa, like the white man likes poking fun of, right? They were the first ones to actually rule Europe. And places like Russia, Mother Russia, like I first mentioned, Spain, Italy, all right, Germany, okay, Scotland, okay, okay. That's only to name a few. Okay, Ireland, okay. Ireland is the country of origin, all right, where the ancestors of Robert F. and John F. Kennedy came from. All right, they're supposed to be. They were supposed to be Irish American, so-called Irish. All right. Now I was watching a show of the great apostle Elder Tahar the other day. I forgot the name of the topic, but he mentioned something about Robert and John F. Kennedy, and and he pretty much, I may have gotten inspired to do this topic also based on that. But he made a brief mention of of JFK's sexual liaisons, you know, John F. Kennedy's sexual adventures with many women. All right, you understand what I'm saying? And then he said, and then he said something interesting. All right, uh, which I still can't help doubt him a little bit. All right, but he said that John F. Kennedy and his brother Bobby may have been Jakes. Now Jake is the short term for confusion of faces, right? For people that may appear to look white. You understand what I'm saying? But they somewhere down the line, even if it's generations past, they may have a Negro somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? All right. Now, what I can say to that is maybe time will ultimately tell. But like I already said earlier, all right, uh, whether or not that's true, all right, them Kennedy brothers were still no saints, man. And I'll just leave it at that, man. All right, I'll just leave it at that. So this is all I wanted to bring on that. All right. So let's go back to the scriptures now. Let me see if I can, Lord willing, head back to Blue Letter Bible. All right. Here we go. All right. And I'm gonna finish off, Lord willing, and I hope this got to be edifying. All right. So I'm back at Psalms 83, and I already read the first 4 verses. All right. Now I'm going to go to Isaiah real quick. All right. Book of Isaiah 29. All right. Isaiah 29, and I'm going to read the 16th verse. All right. And it says this: surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding? So basically, what the Most High is saying here is that the so-called white man Esau and his current rulership, he's turned things that were once true and known on the planet Earth upside down to this very day. Okay? He's esteemed himself and his race of people as being the standard of beauty and excellence. Okay? Having the blonde hair, having the blue eyes, green eyes. Okay? The standard of beauty and excellence. White is pure, white is holy. Black is a curse. Okay? But black is negative. Okay? If you cross-examine and take a closer look at the word black itself, okay, that's one word, black, right? But right next to the letter B lies another word. What is that word? Lack. And what does lack mean? What does black mean? Hold on a sec. I mean, what does lack, not black, what does the word lack mean? Okay, so I'm typing, I just typed the word black, right? Let's just look that up real second, all right? Bear with me now, all right? Okay, black is a color that results from the absence or complete absorption of visible light. It is an achromatic color without hue. Like white and gray, it is often used symbolically or figuratively to represent darkness. Okay, and the look the definition of Merriam-Webster. For those of you that may have already seen the movie Malcolm X with Denzel Washington, it gives you a complete rundown of that, man. Now, lack. Okay, let's look up the word lack. Okay, okay. Ain't that interesting now? It's important that Lord willing might bring this up. And hopefully some of you that might be watching, especially you people of color, you so-called blacks, right? You see this right now, and hopefully you start waking your asses up. Okay? You've been called so-called black people in this society, right? So-called black. Now I just mentioned that next to the letter B in the word black, it lies another word, lack. 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 All right? And what does it mean? Lack. The state of being without or not having enough of something. All right? I'm going to read that shit again. Lack. The state of being without or not having enough of something. All right? That's you so-called black people. That's myself. Myself also being of so-called black origin in this white society. The majority of us are known as never having enough or lacking something. That's you so-called black people, man. That's you so-called niggas. You're always lacking something. That's how the so-called white man wants you to be. To always lack shit. To never have enough of this, never have enough of that. All right? There you go now. The state of being without or not having enough of something, that could mean money, all right? It is mainly money. Our people, you so-called black people, even though some of you are able to so-called make it in this white society, all right? The majority of you are really synonymous with poverty, all right? Living in the ghettos, never having enough money, not living comfortable enough, living in these so-called fucking apartment buildings, living in the fucking projects. All right? Okay, so I thought I'd bring that up real quick. Okay? Now I'm going to finish the scriptures, man. All right? I'm heading back to Blue Letter Bible. All right? I'm gonna go to the book of Romans, all right? And then I'll end it with Job. Okay? All right now. All right. Okay. I'm at where I'm at. Okay, Romans. Let's go to Romans real quick, all right? Book of Romans in the New Testament. Romans 1 and 22. All right? Okay. Romans 1 and 22 now. The scripture I'm about to read you, okay, is referring to those that proudly and tyrannically rule over us right now, the so-called white race. Okay? This is talking about Esau. Okay? So I'm going to read Romans. Okay. So I'm going to read verses 1 to 24, all right? Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Okay? So why I thought I'd bring this scripture up I mentioned the Kennedy family a little while ago, and their so-called eloquent, their so-called eloquent ways of expressing themselves, of speaking, right? Uh, Robert Kennedy, all right? John F. Kennedy, okay? All right? Professing themselves to be wise, they became fools. Because in reality, the so-called white race is really a nation of fools, man. All right? Just look better at how this society is currently being run. Okay? It is a society of great folly, man. Okay? Where they have these so-called eating hot dog competition, that they have a man or woman eat each other to death. I mean, eating hot dogs to death. You know what I'm trying to say? They have these food competitions. What's really that all about? That's folly. That's foolishness, man. Okay? And getting back, briefly getting back to the Kennedy family, they've done a lot of wicked and foolish things, man. Okay, when you read more about RFK's brother, the man that was president, John F. Kennedy. All right, he was a big time freak, man. Okay, he used to have he used to partake in orgies and all that. Okay, he used to have all nude parties at the White House pool, man. Look that up. I'm not making that up. I'm giving you information that I've learned, man. Okay, so all these so-called royal and esteemed, prestigious families of the earth today are really nothing but freaks, man. Freaks, okay, a bunch of freaks, all right, homosexuals, okay. Hey, here's the scoop. I know about RFK, all right, Kennedy's brother. Even he had a homosexual lover once, man. All right, look that up. And I think even JFK himself had at least one homosexual lover. You look that up. They're making me cough. They're making my ass cough right now. You look it up, man. I ain't making it up. Okay. So once again, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible God into an image made like to corruptible man, and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. All right. So basically, you should understand what that verse says right there. What is the emblem and symbol of this country, America? The bald eagle, right? So there you go. Uh, Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves. Okay, so there you go. I just mentioned a little tiny bit of that. All right, what these people do and so on. So that's all I'm reading on that. Let's go to Job real quick and we'll end it there. All right, let's go back to Job, the 30. All right, the book of Job 30 and 8 should serve as precept to what I just read regarding Esau. This is regarding Esau now, the so-called white man. All right. So I'm Job 30, and that's verse 8. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. And what does the word base mean? Low, lower than a cockroach, so you can understand. Children of base men, they were viler than the earth. Okay? And now I am their psalm. Yeah, I am their byword. Yeah, now that they are yet still on top of us, they call us niggers, spicks, excuse me, wetbacks. Okay? They abhor me, they flee far from me, and spare not to spit in my face. Because he hath loosed my cord and afflicted me, they have also let loose the burden before me. All right? Upon my right hand rise the youth. They push away my feet, and they raise up against me the ways of their destruction. Okay? So there you go. I just thought I read a little bit of that. Okay? All right? I just thought I'd read a little bit of that. Now, I said I was going to end with Job, but let me end it with Daniel. Okay? Okay? Hold on a second. Daniel 7 and 18. But the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. Okay? So Lord willing, that day is near. That day is closer than anyone would believe. Okay? The saints of the Most High, the elect, Yahushua is coming back to this planet Earth to redeem his people, to remove these shameful curses off many of us, all right, and restore back the former glory. And this time, ain't no one gonna take that from us. You hear that, Bishop Nathaniel, all right, or anybody else associated with him, all right? The Edomites will not rise up again in the kingdom so that they can rule again. That ain't happening. All right? Okay? That ain't happening, man. Not a snowball's chance in hell. That ain't happening. All right? Shalom.